Welcome to Culture Connect. Today's episode is for every creator that has had to chase brands for payments, be their own lawyer, handle their own contracts, be their own accountants, and so many other moving parts that are involved in being a creator and being in the creator economy. And with me today, I have three amazing creators: Jay on Air, Ria's Kitchen, and Makinde. Right. So welcome to Culture Connect.
Thank you so much for having us.
Big round of applause for Culture Connect. All right. So I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves, starting with Jay.
I'm Jay on Air. I'm a content creator. I'm a journalist. I'm an event host. I'm a public speaker. I'm an actor. I'm many things.
That's a lot of things.
I mean, 2025, one has to be many things. But I think what connects it is that they're all intertwined in the entertainment and in the media space. So yes, that's how I describe myself.
Amazing. What about you, Riaz?
I am Riaz, a content creator, a digital marketer, a social media expert. I'm also a tutor. I run an academy where I teach content creators how to monetize their online presence. So, yeah.
Amazing. I'd like to hear about that because I want to monetize.
No worries, I'm here for you.
Market is looking at her like, I need her to teach me that stuff. All right. What about you, Makinde?
See pressure. You should have started with me, two overachievers.
You can just add some Lambert to the
I don't want to lie. Now I have to. Okay. My name is Makinde David. They call me the global superstar.
Wow.
I'm a stand-up comedian that do not look like a standing up. Very important. So I'm a stand-up comedian, content creator. Now the light comes. Yeah, I'm a cybersecurity engineer.
Yes.
I keep going with the lies.
Is this two truths and a lie?
Yeah, let people find out.
Okay, no problem. We'll find out which one is a lie. All right, cool. So straight into it, right? The creator economy. Everybody's just been talking about that of recent, right? What does it really mean to you, Jay?
And what does it mean to me? I think it just means everything in this space, in the content creation space. Like we're talking before we started, there are so many sides to it. Those that make the videos, those that are in front of the camera, those that are at the back of the camera, those that organize things like this, it's all part of the creator economy. Just like a country's economy, you need the finance and education and healthcare and all of that. That is the same thing when it comes to the creator economy. It's a really new economy, but it's fast evolving, fast becoming one of the strongest. Everybody's into content. You find medical doctors making content. You find chefs making content. You find lawyers making content. You find people in different spaces, sex therapists making content. Because at the end of the day, I know that part. I just had to throw that in. Because at the end of the
you guys.
because at the end of the day,
Yeah, I saw that.
people need to see you. People need to see you, and that's what content is about. You have a great product, but people don't know about it because they don't see you. So that really is content creation and the content economy from my angle. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm going to ask Reyes, what do you think has changed, right? 15 years ago, we didn't have creator economy and people still figured out how to show, their brand to the world. What do you think has changed and why do you think the creator economy is so important now?
For me, a lot has changed. Sorry, a whole lot has changed because 15 years ago, nobody knew what content creation is now. Like, had it been so many people know about it 15 years ago, I believe they would have gone into it. Do you understand? But now content creation has really given a whole lot of people opportunity to show their craft, to show who they really are. For me, content creation is really, really moving fast. And for me, I'll speak for myself, right? It has given me opportunity. I made my first millions through content creation. Do you understand? Yes. I didn't do 9 to 5.
At all?
No, I didn't.
So
After my service, I just went straight into content creation. And I thank God for today because I didn't have to work under anyone to start making money. So I just started on my own and I'm really doing good at it. So,
Amazing.
Yeah.
What about you, Makinde? Why do you think the the creator economy is so important now? And why do you think everybody cares?
So using my own personal story, yeah. I am a stand-up comedian, and that's all I've been doing all my life, yeah. So even in my space, we have stand-up comedian, and there's this fiasco between stand-up comedian and skit makers. Saying that, oh, skit makers are not comedians. They cannot perform on stage. Meanwhile, the best stand-up comedians are the stand-up comedians that people see. Right? So I can say that I do one of the best, most majority of the best gigs in this country, yeah. But nobody knows about it. It's just private gigs, companies events, and I never post it online. So since when I've been posting online about what I do, the value system just shifted towards me. So like, oh, stand-up comedian, that guy. Before it's just more of like, I know a stand-up comedian. Like, oh, he's the best guy, but let's just keep it hush.
So now you're popular.
But now, I won't say popular is the word. Now the value knows me. People like, oh, if you need a stand-up comedian, I know your guy. He's better that way.
So now you're now synonymous with stand-up comedy. So when they want to mention like,
yes, that's
top 100, top 50.
If
don't worry,
top
don't worry.
20.
He can blow it. Yeah.
Top 20.
The guy looked at you like, they underrate me, Abi. Top 20. All right, that's cool. Okay, so at least I have a good understanding of, how you guys see the creator economy. I'm just going to chip in something about the creator economy. I think that before now, when brands and businesses want to, do marketing or they want to advertise themselves, they go to radio, they go to TV, go to billboards, they do handbills and things like that. And that's because that was primarily how people consumed content. Of course, TV was the main thing. But ever since the early 2000s, when smartphones came out and social media came out, first Facebook, then Twitter, then Instagram, those consumer behaviors have kind of changed, right? And people spend way more time on their phones than they spend on TV. Even when you're in your car, if you're not the one driving, most people are looking down. You're not looking around.
Consumers.
Exactly. So what has happened is that people spend way more time on their devices, on these social channels, right? And also with new generations, you have the Gen X, the boomers, the millennials, the Gen Z, now Gen Alpha. And I think from this year now, you start having Gen Beta, right? They also, consume content differently in the sense that before now, everybody watched the same channels. So if you lived in Lagos, probably had a couple channels that you would watch. If you had cable, there were a few things. And at the same time, everybody will watch those programs. So the owners of those media networks sort of decided who the influencers were. So they'll be like, oh, I'm going to make you a star. When you watch movies back then, I'm going to make you a star. So it was big networks that made people stars. So when they put you in that show, millions of people will watch it. But now that has been defragmented. Do you understand? So now the stars are coming from social networks, and you can have millions of stars as well, rather than, just James Bond, Superman, and Batman. Do you understand? So the brands now have to come to the playground where it's happening and figure out the stars that would influence their own consumers. And that's why the creator economy is a big deal. And the reason why it's an economy is like what Jay said, there's so much value being created. Apart from the creators themselves, you need a video person, you need an editor, you need a lawyer, an accountant, a finance person, and an image consultant, stylist. So
it's like a team now.
Yeah.
everybody, there's money changing hands, and that's why it's an economy, and it's actually poised to keep growing.
Yeah.
In the billions of dollars every year. So yeah, just a little education for you. So to take it further, what would you say is the biggest misconception that people have about creators? We'll start with Jay.
Biggest misconception people have about creators. I think depending on the kind of content that you make, people assume that, just like how people used to assume back in the day that, I don't want to marry an actress. She's promiscuous. She sleeps around. So for somebody like me that started, in the comic side of things, they don't expect you to be as smart. Yeah, they don't.
Okay.
That's a misconception. And so when they meet you
When
outside,
you say they, is it the fans or the brands?
some fans and some brands, they expect you. Maybe when you're having, a brand reaches out to you, right? And then you're trying to have a conversation in a certain way. For someone like me that for the larger part of my career, I managed myself. So you expect that I'm going to be on a phone call cracking jokes and laughing with you.
Mhm.
That's not why we're here. We're here to talk business, and I'm going to talk to you as a businessman.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm making my content, I'm not going to be a businessman. I'm going to laugh and wear what I'm supposed to wear. So I think that has been a misconception, and I think that gradually has changed because some of the smartest people, you cannot make people laugh. If you're not smart, you cannot
Yeah.
make people laugh if you don't know how to observe and see what actually touches on the heartstrings of people. So it requires a certain level of intelligence. Do you understand? That's why I appreciate stand-up. I cannot do stand-up comedy. I appreciate people that do stand-up comedy because I feel like that's one of the most difficult things to do. You cannot be those things, You cannot, because what we do is we tell stories.
Yeah.
And you cannot be a storyteller if you're not observant, if you're not smart. So I think that's, there are many misconceptions, but that's the one that, definitely came to mind first.
So how did you handle it? Did you decide to get a manager, or you just kept on handling it and
presently I do have management, but I'm very active in how the management works because I've created something for myself. So everybody has to represent it the way I want to be represented.
Yeah.
So that's what works for me. And so people know that a certain level goes, Jay has to join the conversation. Jay has to join the phone call. So you hear that with any brand because I want to hear directly from certain people why you think you want to work with me. Because that always leads to an issue. You assume, sometimes for people that work in certain organizations, maybe the head of marketing is the person that has seen your work or is a fan of what you've done. Maybe the owner himself or herself doesn't really know you.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you make the content or when you make whatever you want them to make, that's not what I expected. So that's why you need to be in the meeting to be sure. Why do you want me to represent your brand? What did you see? Because I think things are changing. People are understanding that people are beginning to know their worth. So as much as I'm getting money from you, I'm doing a job for you. You're also getting value.
Yeah.
You are getting value. So let's not pretend that you are doing me a favor.
Yeah.
We're doing each other favors here. Exactly. So that is why I should also interview you.
Yep.
And ask why you want to work with me. Because that's what leads to many issues eventually. Certain brands don't understand the core of what a creator does. And so they have certain issues on how the person decides to represent the brand. But if you as a brand had done your homework and you had meetings and you guys had spoken, you know that this is how this person does their work. I remember being in a situation, I'm going to shut up now.
Now
When,
keep going.
when I did something for a particular brand and then they mentioned, oh, this lady did something like this, and they said, oh, that's not what we do here.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we do here. If you wanted that lady's work, you would have worked with that lady. You've come with me. We don't do comparison here. So I'm not going to. That's how the lady works, and I'm a fan of her. Shout out to her. But this is how I work.
Yeah.
Or fan people that will tell you that this person has more followers than you. Why are you charging this money?
Exactly.
And and for me, I don't talk down creators. Oh, that's what that person charges. This is what I charge, and this is the value that I bring. Are you interested? Now, for someone watching, say, this Jay go rude though. That's not the point. I'm a very nice guy. Very, very, very nice guy. But when it comes to business, I realize that to an extent, people that make it in business are people that have somewhat of iron hands, or else they're just going to
walk all over you.
Let me say something pertaining to this. So there was a time a brand reached out to me and I gave them my rates, and they were like, "Oh, this is too much. You know, we are giving you visibility. They are big. You know, we are giving you visibility." I'm like, "I'm doing the work.
As
If
how
I
now?
needed your visibility, I would have reached out to you first, right?
Yeah.
But you reached out to me because you like what I do, and I'm giving it to you. So you have to pay me for for my work."
Yeah.
And that was how we didn't like conclude the whole thing because I felt so bad. What do you mean by you're giving me visibility? The fact that you're a big brand doesn't mean I should, what word should I use? What word should I
Just
use?
compromise.
Yes, just compromise. I built my brand from scratch. Do you understand? Like, you're supposed to know the kind of work I put in
Yeah.
to, build up my brand that way. So you cannot just tell me you're giving me visibility just like that. So I felt bad.
I think
on
that's a
that
very
one.
important topic, which is about pricing, right? You know, you can have a creator with 10,000 followers pricing higher than someone with 1 million followers.
Exactly.
In certain situations, it could be that that creator has a very niche audience.
Yeah.
Maybe, he's a surgeon and, all the person's followers are in the medical community. And then, the brand is trying to sell some kind of surgical equipment, and they know that this is the only person that they can
do that.
reach, that community through, right? But that being said, how do you guys decide on how to price? How did you figure out that this is the right price for me and this is what I'm worth? I'll start with you, Reyes, before I move to Makinde.
For me, I calculate my follower accounts first. I put that into consideration first. My time, my scripts, executing. You need money. You need finance to create content, right?
Okay, so you're calculating your fee
calculate
based on your lifestyle.
Everything, literally, like everything from lights, from electricity, from down to everything. That was how I was like able to like.
So you looked at, this is how much I spend on a monthly basis.
Yes, exactly.
Doing my business and also living.
Exactly.
So if I do 4 brand deals a month, I'll need to bring in this amount to cover my expenses, and then I'll have some left over.
Exactly.
So when you came up with that price and you pushed it to the first brand, did it fly? No, how did it
fly
work? It didn't fly.
When I started, it didn't fly because we negotiated. Like they
beat your price down. And
I
you
had to
needed
just
the
accept
money.
it because I was starting.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I was starting. I was like, okay, let me just do this thing so that it would be part of my portfolio that I worked with a brand, right? So that was how I just accepted it. And as time goes on, I said, no, I have to stick to, my value. I had to stick to my price. If
Did you stick to your price, regardless of low demand? Because this is an important question, right? I feel like a good way to know that your value is the value that you think it is because you say no to someone, you have 3 other people.
Yeah.
So did you have demand when you decided to stick to your price?
Did.
All right.
I had demand.
So you had options?
Yes, I had options. And I was making money from other areas, not just from brands.
Okay.
Right? I'm monetized on, some
YouTube.
platforms. Yeah. Facebook. So
It seemed like you don't want to talk about it.
So
like it's a secret.
I'm everywhere. Do you understand? I'm everywhere.
Okay, so that's a good tip that we'll talk about. How about you, Makinde? How did you decide on your pricing? First of all, for you, you have your physical stand-up. You have pricing for that.
Yes.
Do you have pricing for your online content as well?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, so how do you decide on the pricing?
For me, because of the kind of comedy I do, I have like a very, very wide exposure. Very, very wide. In fact, people I know in person is more than times 10 of the followers I have.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait, so you know people personally more than your online followers at the moment?
Yes. And what happened is when I was in school, in University of Lagos, I perform 4 times a week. Every week.
Where?
for 7 years straight. Doing a
Wait.
4-year course.
Marky did. Which course is
Exactly. So
which course is
so
7
I'm a
years?
very focused guy. Yeah. So I got admission to study zoology,
Okay.
but I wanted to study medicine. So
Mhm.
because I've already planned I will spend 8 years in school, I did exactly that 8 years.
You didn't want to.
Yes, I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, compromise on
Exactly. So I spent exactly that.
doing zoology.
Thanks to few extra years and here and there, but yes, that's what happened.
I stand a committed king.
Yes. So I spent 8 years in school, 1 year at Soul Strike,
Okay.
and every week from my 200 level, I was always performing. On Wednesday, I'll go to Ikeja or Not Your Tie. On Wednesday, that's a Wednesday, I'll go to Coco Lounge in Yaba. Then on Thursday, I'll come to Lekki Phase 1, Sailors Lounge. I did that street for like 2 years. So the people I knew, they're like, we know this guy. Anytime I'm going to a room, people say, I know you'll be here. And this place, I don't even have their number, but I know their names. And they know me.
Mhm.
Right? So I perform in the same room. I was oversaturated in the same community for a
audiences.
long time. So, and with the university community, people come and go, they graduate, they travel. So one way or the other, I know somebody in like every city.
Mhm.
Yeah, so when I started doing content creation, it was easy for me to grow because this guy, where have you been?
Like, oh, you finally made it online.
Yes, we're like, this guy never give up because that's the nice thing I got. Because if you knew when I started comedy, you are very sure I'm not going to make it. Like you are very sure. Like I had nothing.
I get it.
When I say nothing, like you have to be funny now.
Mhm.
You have to be funny. All I had was tenacity. That this I will do it too. And so when it comes to pricing, I have people I talk to. I can say that at least I know someone in every field.
Okay.
Right. So I was talking to people for my own stand-up. There's a amount I charge, and God help me if I give you a discount. I'm always like, that's it too. If you cannot, because I'm really good with the stand-up. I'm just like, if you cannot pay, don't worry. Other people are you get. So I'm always like that. If you cannot pay, don't worry.
What about the online content?
So now with the online content, I did not go out looking for clients. I just say, how far my guy? May I put your content on my this now, put your product on? Nobody knows. So if I'm talking to you and I say that, oh, Baba, pay me this amount of money, you say it's no problem. May I just stop replying? Then you will see that same week I've promoted 3 contents. They're like, this guy, this could be my content. So to you, I'm making money. Because I'm putting my friends on.
Mhm.
You get, so you will be forced to pay. Because you see the value and you see people are jumping on it. So I work with my friends most of the time. So if a client comes and say, oh, this and this thing, oh, that's my price. So I really had no problem with the pricing and the negotiation.
Because you work with your friends.
Because I work with my friends.
So what if your friend wants, can't afford how much you're asking for?
No, I don't take money from my friends. So
Also, it's free.
I don't. They.
Don't worry, I'm going to send you something. I'm going to send you something.
So the idea is, while working with my friends, they get amazing results.
Okay.
They're like, guy, how far this thing? Then I post the result on my story, and people who want in my DMs are like, this guy, this thing is working. So I never really had problem with. I have friends from brand managers. I have fellow influencer friends. I have comedian friends. I have OGs and a lot of people that I talk to. So I have a lot of people show that I stand on.
How many followers do you have now?
I think I have 21K now.
Okay, when did you get your first brand deal?
I got my first brand deal, I think, 5 months ago. That was Self Funny.
Who?
Self Funny.
Okay, so did they pay you?
Yes, they paid me in full.
All right, cool.
In full.
Okay, so let's talk about the idea of content creation being a business, because it is a business, right? Although a lot of creators might not have known that it was a business starting out. So I guess my question to you is, when did you realize it was a business?
About the money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was so excited. I want to be
that
a
validation.
brand. Do you understand? So I actually gave them my price. they negotiated. I accepted it like that because I wanted the job. So that was when I
Can
realized
I ask you
that
how much?
no,
Come on.
please.
It's fine. You could say it was before inflation.
I need to learn from you too.
As at then, I had 10K, right?
Yeah.
I collected 500K
Jesus, I'm not even charging that
to
now.
work for 6 months.
Okay, 6
Oh,
months.
6 months.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so that's different.
6 months.
So it was like a multi-deal.
So that was when I realized, this is a big deal. Oh.
Mhm.
I have to make something out of it. And, that was when I started treating content creation like business because it was a passion at first, right? So I converted my passion to business, right?
Yeah.
Making money. So that was when I realized,
Okay, so you're saying you realized it was a business when someone offered you money.
Yes, when someone offered me money.
Okay, what I'm actually asking you is, content creation is not just content creation. The business of content creation involves more than creating the content and posting it.
Mm-hmm.
We've spoken about like the legal aspect, the finance aspects, the brand aspect, the perception. When did you realize that this thing is more difficult than I thought it was, and I have to wear several hats? And how have you managed it since then?
I would say contracts.
All right.
Contracts. Like when like I said, the first brand I worked with, all right, they sent me their contract. I was so scared. I'm like, I don't want to go against this thing before I get sued. So it was really, really difficult reading through contracts, trying to understand it because I don't know anything about legals now, right? So I had to send it to one of my friends that has been into the content space. She read it and she made some correction that, I should tell this brand this was so thing. They should change some things, the rights to content usage rights, right?
Was the person a lawyer?
No.
Just another creator?
Yes, just another creator who has been
has some experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she put me through it and from there I picked up. Now I can like read contracts, I understand everything, and it was a struggle back then when I started, but now it's fine.
Have you ever had a legal scare?
No.
So nobody has said, you did this thing.
Nobody has sued. Why will you sue me now?
You're just a baby girl.
I keep to date. I deliver.
Okay.
I do. I deliver.
What about you, Jay? When did you discover that content creation was a real business? And, what challenges did you face and how have you overcome them?
I mean, when did I discover? I think obviously you start making money and then you realize that you want to do much more. I think I can't remember many years ago, but I just said to myself, I want to even be more consistent. But more than that, I need to start paying people for certain things because I wanted to do other things. I no longer actively do a full-time job, but I was on a radio Mondays to like Saturdays. So I had that job.
So you were an MC on the radio?
Yes, an on-air personality. So I was doing that and I was still doing content so it was just a lot for me at the time. And I wanted to give content a lot more because content had given me so much at the time. In fact, the radio had been off radio because of content. I got back on radio. Somebody that saw, do you still do radio? I still do radio. So that's how that clicked for me. So when I realized that this was a lot, I realized I had to hire some people. So it started with me hiring an assistant and then hiring, a lawyer. Well, for my lawyer is not on retainer. So it's just
on a project basis.
On project basis, right? And so from that, I had to hire a creative director, and then when I have certain projects, if I'm doing YouTube, you need to hire people for that aspect. And I now have a radio show, so I have editors, graphic people, and all of that. And all of those people also need to get paid. And so there was that struggle in my mind. I'm making this money. I don't want to share it.
I don't want to money. You want to give it
I don't want to share the money. But the truth is that you pay people to deliver on certain projects. Because of where you're going and what you intend to do.
You can't do it alone.
You cannot do it
alone. What made you change your mind about sharing your money?
What made me change my mind? Okay, was a perspective change. I believe that, as somebody that is in the content space, you need to learn. You need to read books. You need to see what other people are doing. And so I'm constantly learning. So it was just something I had to deal with in my mind that, you need to let people in. And also another worry of mine was if you check my content, some people might disagree that I'm a skit maker, I don't necessarily give myself that title because what I do is really somewhat different from what, and so it was a struggle to get people that saw things from my own perspective because there are certain people that would join my team and would want me to be a certain way.
I said, other person.
Yes. I said, no, I got myself to this point. Maybe slower, but I got myself to this point by being this way. I get what you're trying to do, but I'm not going to tweak. My point is that I want to be here for a long time. Sometimes longevity requires you growing slowly and steadily. But the truth is that I've been doing this content creation for 5 years. I've been on radio for 12 years. So what this means is that I've always been part of the conversation. There are people that have come and have gone.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy about that for them. That have come and have gone and they were up here, They've come, they've gone, and I don't want to be one of those people. And that is why my career is the way it is. And that's why I'm diversifying into different things so people can see me as more than just the guy that makes them laugh. So it was just, I had to deal with that. And I realized that when you employ people, you also have to train them, and I think also working in corporate space also helped me. Realizing that, you can't just, somebody doesn't do something for you a certain way. You can't just say, why didn't you do it for me? And shout. You keep on firing people every day. So companies train people, So if you realize as a business, a company, you also have to realize that you need to train people. Oh, this is how I like this to be done. And this is how I like my clients to be addressed to. I remember having a manager for 2 seconds that would not respond to emails. Every single email is important for me to respond to, even though I know that I'm not going to do that job.
Yeah.
But I respond. Oh, thank you for reaching. The first line, if you are joining my team, you are responding to an email, you have to say thank you. They could have reached out to anybody in the world.
Yeah.
So you need to say thank you. I was a personal assistant I've done many things in my life. So I had to know how to write emails. So thank you for reaching out to us. Jay is thrilled about this opportunity. Can you share more details? So there's already a warmness, to that conversation. So you can't just say, wasted is 5K. I beg, you don't respond. Or maybe you realize that it's a speaking engagement that is free. Sometimes I do free speaking engagement. Sometimes I collect money now, just so I clear. Because you are going to be you're going to be in certain rooms with certain people that can give you more opportunity. So it's just you need to have people that are thinking in that dimension. If not, it's not going to work out.
So in summary, right, you decided to start hiring other people because you wanted longevity. And I saw it as a bigger thing than myself. I think that if content creators realize how big you can become, how big you can become. At the moment, I'm a game show host. At the moment, I have my own show. At the moment, I'm doing all of these things were things that I had the passion for. But let's be honest, somebody's going to come out from Big Brother Nigeria tomorrow and get some of those opportunities. And the question, what they're going to tell you is that even though the person's English is not that great, they can be trained because they have 1 million followers. You are fantastic. I remember a time there was this lady that was just getting all these jobs. She got 2 heads.
How does she do it? So I got some background story into how she was doing it, but also visibility was very important to her. She goes out for an event, she's taking pictures of her dress, she's tagging people, she's making content there, she's walking, she's using trending sounds. I would just believe that, I'm hosting an event. I'm just fantastic. I am just so good. And that's it. And I've forgotten about the job.
And
I'm not filming. I'm not doing anything.
You're not
exactly. You're not promoting. And the truth is that in itself is content creation.
Yes, it
Definitely.
is.
That in itself is content creation because people need to see that, oh, Jay was fantastic at hosting this. I want him to host this for me another time. So, yeah, that's it.
So 2 gems that, I've been able to get for our viewers. One is you hire a team for longevity because you need experts, to do different parts of the business.
When can I afford it though?
Of course. So, I'm not trying to create division between the 3 of you, right? But we sort of Jay has a certain number of followers. He's probably maturing,
Exactly.
in his career. You are like fast, rising. You just got a bunch of followers in the last few months, probably like
Yes.
100K. And Makinde has just burst onto the scene. I still saw you on my feed this morning, by the way. So the algorithm loves you right now. So we want to see what you're going to be able to do with it, right? So for people watching, right, let's just say we're speaking to a nano, midi, and a macro influencer. Let's just assume. So, bigger, biggest. Obviously, there's bigger influencers and celebrities and things like that. So the decisions that you take will definitely be informed by what stage you are
Of
in your
course.
career, right? You're not going to just start and then try and say, I'm hiring a lawyer,
No.
an accountant. You understand? They're probably going to have to sell your blood to pay off. But yeah, two things. Hire a team to ensure that, experts, once you're there, and you want to grow, that experts are managing different parts of your business. Also, content creation is not just about posting content on TikTok
Yeah.
or Instagram or YouTube and then wanting brands to pay you. There's different revenue streams. There's, of course, the platforms can pay you. You can have your own media assets.
Yeah.
You can be a host, you can be an MC, you can model.
It can be anything.
So you are a brand, right? And to be that, it means that you're a company, you have a business, and you need to start, either hiring people to do all of these things or, looking for a company that does that. So that's another option for people that are just starting.
Yeah.
If you don't have all of the income, there are companies that can actually, work with you, handle all the legal, the finance, the brand representation and all of that, and probably not even charge you at all and even help you.
Which company is that? Sorry.
I'll tell you about it as we go on. And even help you with your pricing. You could have been pricing yourself, much lower. And then they look at your stats. They look at, the people that follow you. There's a thing, right? You could have 1 million followers and you could have 10,000 followers. But your followers, each of them have an average of 100,000 followers. And your followers, each of them have an average of 500 followers. I might prefer to work with him than you because if his followers share the content, he has an overall wider reach. So these are some of the things that, professional companies will really look at when you have the tools, because the creator economy has now really developed. So now there's special tools for looking at these things. But yes, I digress. So now let's move to you. Actually, let's give Makinde.
Oh yes.
When did you realize that content creation was a business, and how did you handle the challenges that you faced? I mean, I know that it's still quite early. You told me that you started this 3 months ago, right? So if you've not even realized, that's also fine. So just tell us, how has it been the last 3 months?
So as a comedian, I get a pass to say anything I want to say.
You're sure about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm very sure because the people I perform to are very niche, and they know me. Because when I started comedy, I started by saying I do self-depreciating comedy. Yeah. So when I talk about myself and you laugh, I can talk about you.
Okay.
It's very easy. So I kind of say anything I want to say, and there's no, I've never had any problem. Maybe somebody wants to beat me, or yes, you not book me again, and I'll not know. Right? Yeah, that's true. Wow. Peter. But most of the time, I get to, when I do stand up, my job is to just make you laugh. Only one reaction is that you laugh or you don't. Right? So most of the time people laugh, and some people that don't, maybe they were offended, but I never know. But with content creation, I have to be careful.
Yeah.
Careful. There are some things you cannot talk about, even because of the social media guidelines. Cannot talk about. If you talk about whiskey FC will come for you. Talk about Pella, your TikTok is gone. So it's kind of new to me because first off, I did not really care about this online space before. But now that I'm here,
You have
I
to
care about your rules. Suddenly, your premonition of me, I have to act in the way you want to see me. There's
Mhm.
some stuff that I just want to say. And my guy like, hey, wait, calm down.
Yeah.
And so when I discovered that this content creation team was a business, then I started to create it. So now for me, the brand I work with is better than the money I get from working with brands.
Okay. So because
So-
you're looking for exposure.
So I'm not looking to work with everybody.
Mhm.
Right? I'm not looking to, no matter the money that all these sexual influencers, this one buy this one, no matter the amount they offer me, I won't
Mhm.
work with them.
Okay.
Get not because of I don't need the money, but because there's a way I'm trying to create. I'm trying to work with some brands that aligns with my own value.
Mm.
Which in stand-up comedy, I don't care.
What kind of brands? So you're like more corporate brands.
So it's not like more corporate brand because of the followers I have here. I have mostly young and upward people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 9 to 5 tech founders. Those are the people that resonate with my comedy.
Okay.
Right. So if I'm going to market to them, I have to come to them with a certain value.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot just come and say, oh, come and do. Sorry, can I call brand?
No.
No.
Can I say, come and do this betting platform? They give you 800% bonus. It
Mhm.
does not resonate with my people. But
Okay.
if those people come and do stand up for them, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to content, I'm not just creating content, I'm creating myself for you.
Mm.
So that's what the business side of
So,
it.
so in the last 3 months, you've realized that you have to sort of censor yourself, right?
Yes.
You know, there's not everything that you can say. The things that you can say on stage in a private space are quite different from what you can say
Very
online.
different.
And it doesn't even have to be offensive. It could be that you're offending a fan
group.
base.
Yeah.
Yes, there's the content I created today. I was talking about how in the US, The Weeknd, an artist,
It's trying to raise $1 billion.
lost his voice
Oh, I saw
before a
that.
performance. And I was not saying that in Nigeria, I have an artist that have lost his voice since the beginning of his career.
Yeah, why were you trying to shade my idol?
Exactly. So that's something about Nigerians. I ended the video saying that is the proof that in Nigeria you can be anything you want to be, regardless of what you have or what you don't have.
Well, you shaded
I
my
am
idol in the
praising
process.
your idolo. But people are not patient enough. Once they hear that, oh, this guy voice is unavailable, like, hey, let us die for the video here. Like, what are you doing?
He said it. He went there.
You actually dropped the name.
I have no comment on that.
Neither do I.
Sorry, I want to ask him something, right?
All right.
Should I?
Go ahead.
So you talked about not negotiating with brands, because let me just use the word negotiating, because he said if a brand approaches him, that if the brand doesn't pay his price, that is it. He rather influence for his friends,
Yeah.
which is actually, I don't think is the right thing to do. I feel like your friends, when they make it through your platform, they will go and pay another person to create for them, right? This is business. You should treat what you do as business, no matter who that person is. You understand? This is your platform. You built it. So whether friends or whether relations, whoever that person is, I feel like you should charge because you're putting in the work. And I also feel like you should negotiate. Maybe you should just learn how to negotiate. It's very, very important. You cannot just fix your price like this is it. This is it. No going back. If you cannot afford me, leave. I don't think.
So it's already happening, right?
See, this is one of the advantages of this conversation.
Definitely, right? So imagine that you were in a community like this that had 1 million, creators, and you got to meet every once in a while. Maybe you had like a Slack group and you guys could talk about things. You were talking about how you asked some of your friends, but then you had way more, and then you could just talk to people. I believe that, everybody bringing in their experiences and their knowledge together will actually go a long way. So for someone like you, on 20K, you want to be on 2 million, there's a lot that you can learn from somebody that's just on 100K. There's a lot of things that somebody on 100K can learn from somebody that is on 500. So it's just different stages. Let's talk about money again, right? Is there any one of you that a brand is owing at the moment?
My business model, no.
So everybody, all the brands pay you in advance in full.
Mm-hmm.
Not in full. So I either do like a
Percentage.
50% or
Mhm.
70. Actually, my contract is
70.
70%.
70-30.
Yeah. Because when I started out, when you're excited for certain things happening for you, you are not so conscious about that. And then
Mhm.
brands can go owing you,
Yeah.
So brands have owed me in the past. Brands have owed me in the past. But that's the thing. If you don't do, you don't know how to do. So you
Yeah.
cannot be afraid that, they're going to owe me. And then you don't go for certain opportunities, But that's why, as you know more, as you speak to more people, one thing that I did when I was, fixing my price, I, made friends with people in my level.
Niche, yeah.
I think that certain creators want to, you want to be friends with Mr. Macaroni and you have 2K followers. Not that they cannot be your friend, but what Mr. Macaroni is experiencing now is not what you're experiencing. So having friends that are in that same 2K, 10K, 5K range, you understand, can actually help you understand what's happening there.
Yeah.
Can actually help you know what everybody is
experiencing.
in that is charging around 10K.
Mm-hmm.
When you're 20K and you have friends that have 20K, 30K there about, you know what people in that range,
Yeah.
are charging. And also, you grow with those people. And so as their rates grow, you know that, I think my rates should also grow.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think that having those friendships definitely help. But yes, brands have owed me before. In fact, there are certain brands that say, we don't pay 60 days after. That was something that I never did. I never did because, like I said, I've been on radio for 12 years. And there are radio stations that cannot pay salaries because
Of
they
that.
collect jobs from ad agencies that say, we pay you in 60 days.
Mhm.
People need to eat within that 60-day period. So I don't
Yeah.
know. There's a conversation with media agencies that do that. I personally, and of course, I lost a lot of jobs because of that. A lot of big names
Mhm.
because they want to pay you in 30 to 60 days. I don't do jobs in 60 days because you get the result
That's
before
a
that
lot.
time.
Yeah.
But there are people that, don't mind doing that. So it depends on what works for you.
Mhm.
Just make sure that your contracts are airtight so that at the end of 60 days, you actually get paid
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that is what you want to do.
Yeah.
As opposed to,
brand.
So
You
you,
have to
never,
be
so you
bugging.
never accepted any type of, delayed payments like that. So if you get 70% at the beginning, when would you expect to get the balance?
once I get 70%, then I send you a script. Once the script is approved, I shoot the video. Once you have the video and you approve the video, you pay for that. Then I post the video. Because I also learned that once you post a video without
You've
collecting
lost all
30,
leverage.
you've lost leverage because people have owed after that time. Nigerians are amazing people.
Yeah.
People have owed. And also because I also started working with foreign brands in India, brands in South Africa, brands in the US, and I know how they work. You understand? It's just in Nigeria here that they use English to watch. So once, this is the video. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And then obviously, it's the same warm message. I always say, thanks for reaching us. It's the same way. Thanks for the approval. We're glad you liked the job.
Yeah.
We're excited to post this once payment has been paid. This is a refresher of the invoice that was sent to you.
Have you ever had a situation? Let me just move the conversation to Riaz and then I'll move to Mark. Have you ever had a situation where you shared the content with a brand and they didn't like it at all and they asked you to reshoot?
Not reshoot, maybe re-edit, but not reshoot.
So they've never asked you.
I've never. I usually send scripts. So if I send you scripts, if you approve the script, it means, I can go ahead and shoot, right? So it might just be editing. They might just tell you should add caption, you should, edit it in so way. That's all. I've never reshoot.
Has anybody ever experienced that?
I've had to reshoot.
Stressful.
What happened?
I've had to reshoot. What happened? I wasn't clear, with the script that I sent. So because of how my content works now, when I send you a script, we always add at the end of the script. Jay has the liberty to tweak certain things during the content creation process. Again, all of this happens because, when people hear me say, you don't experience. So it's because I've lost a lot of money because I've done to do a lot of reshoots. So now I don't do reshoots anymore. So even when a brand says, there are certain things that I let brands know. Jay plays variety of characters. You understand? It could be a female character, it could be a male character. Do you have an issue if Jay plays a male character or plays a female character? Not that I've sent you a script to the female. we want you to know. You saw my page. It has male characters, female characters, children, all types. We'll also send you the payment structure, how it's going to work. Then we'll also let you know that Jay can tweak certain things at certain points. You know, because do you know what I realized is that people are afraid to, as creators, sometimes you're afraid, even as creatives, you're afraid to ask for certain things. They think,
From the brand.
they say my own is too much. Oh. But the truth is that when a brand sends you certain contracts, they don't, a brand is paying you, say, 2 million for a video, right? In the contract, they can say they want to use it for 1 year. For 2 million naira for 1 year. So brands are not afraid to
They are
ask.
not.
Yeah.
So
They
why
have
should you be
audacity.
afraid? You know, exactly. You
see
need
this
to.
audaciousness
You need
that they usually-
exactly.
You have to
You
be
need to
audacious.
build the audacity. Obviously, when I
need to.
started, I was afraid to ask for certain amounts. I was afraid to say, 20, 30. I was afraid to ask you certain things. I give you, as much as you have your rules, I also have
Yours.
my rules as well. But again, it's communicated, it's also tact. You communicate it in a very nice way.
Yeah.
So they know that they appreciate, I appreciate your job, but this is how Jay works. This is how Jay has built this. So that understanding has to be there. But of course, I've lost money. I've had to reshoot. And, you know, but life goes on at the end of the
So do you
day.
know why he lost money?
Right.
He lost money, so I will never lose money because I'm learning so much from this. I'm learning so much from this. I will never lose.
I'm happy. Yeah,
Do you know
learning.
why I've not like
Had
done
that
any
situation.
yes,
Yeah.
because I'm into food.
Okay.
Ah, yes, you eat it.
Food space.
How
You
does
have
So I
food
don't have,
content
I have
differ
to cook
from
again. So
right?
I don't
That's
have
more-
to
that's
do that.
more difficult.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
more difficult.
What is it?
It is
I
now.
mean, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
can, definitely.
Not
more
just being
expensive.
expensive. Do you know what it means prepping? You have to script, you have to prep, you have to go to the market, buy ingredients, you have to come back to your kitchen.
I also
You know-
think that food content might be more straightforward than comedy or skits.
How do you think it's straightforward?
I just think, people want to see.
Do you know that you need to come up with recipes?
People want to see the food. They're not even tasting it. They just want to see it. They want to see
They want to
food
see
that
and
makes
try.
them hungry. Just food that gets them, ready to eat. Right. So, and a lot of times you might talk, you might not talk. But for the comedians, it's just like
I
you're
think
trying to
it's
make
one of the
people laugh
hardest
while
things
you're
to
still
do.
trying to sell.
Mm.
And, you're not representing that brand. We don't like what you did there. So it can be a little, more challenging. But I'm happy that you've never had to reshoot.
But anytime I shoot, because there are certain times I've done food content, which is why I'm glad that my brand is diverse. When I try to shoot food content, because, okay, I'm not going to say that I'm not, obviously, you don't think I'm not cooking the food, right? Because I'm obviously getting somebody on my team that's going to prep and cook the food, and I'm just going to go through the different, things. It's also, you have to buy food.
Yeah.
You have to do this, you have to do that. You have to shoot a certain kind of way to get the oil. It's stressful. Obviously, if she tries my content, she'll say it's stressful. But obviously, I know how difficult.
Yeah,
Yes,
spot
I
on.
guess.
I mean, and this is where like contracts are important, right? If you have like a standard template saying, this is how I work, before you approve, ensure that you look through what I'm doing. If I have to reshoot again, it means we'll have to incur expenses for food and I'll have to charge you. And if they've seen that, if they come back, it's just there.
Yeah.
And then they're just thinking, we goofed,
Yeah.
not you. So it's really a battle of preparation, and just being ready. And you can always keep adding more and more and more things.
Sure.
Now, talking about, working for brands and, certain times, I mean, Makinde spoke about working with his friends and, turning down certain brands. And you advised against. I was watching a clip last week, Diana Eneje. I hope I pronounced that right. Right. She was saying that, she earns a lot for videos now, but at a certain point, she used to work for brands for free, sometimes in exchange for products. What do you think about that? Let me start with Makinde. Since he currently works with his friends, what do you think about working with brands for free for exposure, to get yourself out there? Because you said no.
The brands I work for free are my friends. So when I say my friends, you might be tempted to think they're regular guy. You
Okay.
get my friends are tech CEOs. They are founders. They are people that I've known since Unilag. In fact, I think the time I was Unilag might be one of the most iconic times because everybody they are so much everywhere. We are so much everywhere. We have a lot of lot of startups. We have a lot of real estate firm owners. We have people out of the country. We have even content creators. We have a lot of artists, A&R. So when I say I'm working with my friend, right,
Doesn't mean they're not
it doesn't mean that
established.
they are not paying self.
Okay.
It's just that, oh my guy, Alpha, it might not even be me making the call. I mean,
So why do you do it?
so most of the time, let's say, there was one time there's one content I created about I think transport. It was around transport, and I just call my guy Alpha. I get one content where they work on like this. What do you think? Make I just put your brand for the end. Thank you. Alpha, send your accounts. May I help you? May I do something? So they know, and I know
Mhm.
that you're not paying my charge, but we are working for each other. That's why we are friends.
Are you doing it because you want brands to be able to see that you can do that for their brands as well? You know how sometimes, right? Back in the day, when blogs were the thing, these days people just stay on social. Back then, music blogs were the thing. So there was not just okay, too exclusive, Jaguda. Right? When a blog starts, at certain times you don't have the traffic, but you put banners there and you put brands there.
Yeah.
What that does is it lets you as a consumer feel like these guys have customers, right?
Yeah.
They have brands. It also makes you think my brand can be here as well. Is that what you're doing when you have an idea for content and you feel like mention of a transport brand might work here? Let me call my transport CEO.
No, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is what I'm doing with all my contents, you get more gigs out of my immediate circle.
Okay.
That is the point. I just want to wake up and tell people, please book marketing for your event. That is all.
So by using some of your friends' brands in your content, you feel like other people will want to.
So by using the brands in my content, it's more of like, this is a good go-to plan for my friend. Like, this content goes well with this, what this guy does. Let me plug it in. I am plugging in my friends. More of relationship with them than what I want people to think.
But it's a smart move.
It's
Coming
more-
from what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
That, especially if you're brand new,
Mhm.
he has friends that are established. But it's also a smart thing for a new content creator that if you have friends that
Have business.
have businesses, you can tell them, oh, let me do this in exchange for this, or pay me small money, or just pay me my
It
You know-
doesn't say pay me.
yeah.
So
No,
most of
It
these
doesn't
people
say
now,
pay me.
most of
They
these people,
pay him because they want to, or maybe
Yeah.
when they want to.
yes,
I think it should move past that because really, we make friends and relationship on social media now. Most of my friends now were from social media, not my real friends from school.
Yeah.
I just let
I'm
that
talking
be.
about my real friends from school.
I think you need to move past that. I think
I'm
you need
sitting
to
more
just
in,
be
though.
in that space.
but that's the thing. So, I understand this point because if you are brand new to a space,
Mm-hmm.
for example, you're a lifestyle creator, right? There are many people in that space they think of before they think of you.
Yeah.
And for a brand, if you are building portfolio, there are certain things, just like artists. Artists, when you start out, there are certain artists that go to places to perform for free.
For free.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
understand? There are certain actors that go on certain sets. I beg, may I just do waka pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there are certain stages you might have to do things for free, but that is a
I
smart
think not
move.
his friends.
No,
If you want to do for
but
free.
those stages are not equal, right?
yeah,
So,
those definitely.
yeah,
Let me tell you something. When I started, I was so eager to work with brands. Like I was so worried that no brand is approaching me. I started writing proposals to small brands. I wanted to work for them for free. I didn't write proposal to my friends. My friends sell products, right?
Yeah.
But because if I work with them, my other friends will see, they won't take me seriously.
Yeah.
They will not think I'm charging for what I do, right?
Agreed.
So I kind of like started writing proposals. I even
How did
wrote
that go?
to,
Wait, you even did what?
I even wrote to one of your companies. I don't know.
I hope you
I
responded.
did actually. I started writing proposals. Very important. Outside, not my friends. Because let me tell you, friends, I don't think friends will grow your brand online, no, like that.
Well,
I really do not think so.
No,
But I also
agree.
think that it helps you know. Do you know that you can make content online and think you can advertise for a brand? Making content online that makes people laugh and making people laugh whilst advertising a brand is a skill.
Yes,
It's
it
an
is.
art.
Is an art, and some people have to learn it.
Mhm.
So sometimes writing a proposal to a brand is a great idea as well. I think people should learn from that. But if you are also learning on the job, you could say, you know what, maybe my friend should, let me use this girl's hair
Mhm.
and let us see what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand? So it could be a way you are trying to get attention to let people know that I can do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also learning on the job to say, how can I, that just makes lifestyle content, infuse advertisement into my
it.
lifestyle content without losing views?
Yeah.
So it's a way to, I think there's a way to balance it out. Obviously, a time will come where you have to have boundaries.
Yeah.
Friends,
Yeah.
obviously, friends
Yeah.
over familiarity will happen and and all of that.
Exactly.
But I think that is a way to also grow your strength. Because I had to
Again.
also grow my strength. I was making people laugh. But when a
Mhm.
brand reaches out to me, how do I say make people laugh
Wow.
while also advertising the brand? So I
Yeah.
realized that I had to insert the ads in the middle. You
Very
understand?
subtly.
Because I also didn't like when all of a sudden a brand, you're making me laugh, you say, this person, and they say, you have not heard of
Yeah, no,
Culture
you just start
Connect.
with that
Culture
now.
Connect, where they- So
Ah,
it used
man.
to, I'm just like, this was going so
What happens
good.
when a brand wants you to do that?
I would not do that.
Now let me give a
Brands
case
that
study,
they
a
can be
real life case study. Yeah. So when I was doing my show in December, I went to perform at TA's shows at Intercontinental Hotel. While I was performing there, one man just came to me that, hey, your show, that one that you spoke about on stage, do you have bouncers for your show yet? I said, no, sir. He said, don't worry, I will give you bouncers and I'll give you ushers for free.
Hmm.
That was in December. I've not started content in December.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought bouncers, he brought ushers. I started doing my show. When I started doing content, I texted the man. I said, sir, I'm doing this thing now. And I want to, in appreciation to what you did for me, I want to promote your brand
Hmm.
with this content. So I'm not just choosing my friends.
It's a good one.
The way I'm at today, the fact that you can know me, the fact that people know my name, a lot of people have invested in me.
that.
Hmm, nice
And now
one.
we never
No, if
overlook
it's-
that.
So you're a
It's
relationship builder at heart.
Yes. So a lot
Are you
of
using
people.
that in your business.
Yes, I remember when I started comedy. Because remember, I was a student
Mhm.
and I go 4 times a week. I will go to comedy club. I will beg my guy for transport. He will give me transport to go. In fact, some of them even think, it's a lie. He doesn't need money. He just like begging. I'm like, no, I'm serious. So I need this money.
Mhm.
Because all those people, it's just wide for me to now, for it to be hard for me to do adverts for them. Most of these people have invested in me consistently.
Whereas-
So when I say
I
friends,
think you should wait for them to tell you to do that.
No. When I say friends, I'm talking about people that have seen me over time. Because from the comedian that is always begging for transport to the comedian that and somebody gave me a car to the comedian that I bought my own car. So over time, everybody have helped me so far.
Yeah.
So I think this is the time where I can
to
just
pay
plug
back.
them. Now that their attention is still on me.
Okay.
You get, because like Jay said,
I
people
like
come
your
and go.
heart.
Yeah.
People come and go.
So
So
at the end of the day, it should be told, it's definitely a thing of balance.
Yeah, it
And,
is.
and that can also help you to build community. So
Your
people
own
people
community.
can also even take that into followers.
Consideration.
Yeah, into followers online.
Mhm.
You understand? So if you see someone that consistently likes your content, is reposting, is sharing,
Yeah.
why can't you go on their page and see what they do? I don't do it all the time.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I just share a post on my story, and maybe you get a few follows or someone gets to buy from you. Obviously, what happens sometimes, they'll go and tell their friend, Jay did this thing for free, come.
Exactly.
But that does not mean you do it for everybody that
No,
comes.
no,
But
It's
you know,
also part of community building.
yes,
you know,
definitely. And you need
because
community.
that's why certain people, like you said, come and go, right? What is your bond with your
With-
community?
yeah, exactly.
Like, how much do they really like you?
Yeah.
You know, once you stop being funny, I've seen people become
Come and
super
go.
hot, and then
Yeah.
after a while, you just don't see them again. But two things I want us to learn from Makinde's story is that two things can be right at the same
Same
time.
time. True.
You know, I feel like the one thing you can use your friends' businesses to show that you have motion, right? To also show people that I can actually do this thing, you know, where this is a promotion, but it's also, you know, content, it's comedy, right? So other brands can see themselves in that position.
Yeah.
And it's easy to use your friends for that, whether they pay you or they don't pay you. But at the same time, you can also work with brands that will give you exposure, right? For
While they pay you.
even while they don't pay you, because at this time, right, he's working with friends for nothing, right? But they done something for him in the past, whatever, right? But you can also do that with brands because those brands, right, at the stage that you are, even though I believe that at 20K, you can already, be doing this as a business. But I believe that certain brands, when I come on your page and I see that you've worked with a certain big brand, I respect you more. I feel like, okay, this guy is ready. And when I'm negotiating, I already have it in mind that, this guy has tasted,
good money.
Yeah, has tasted money. Do you understand? So, meanwhile, you haven't tasted anything. Do you understand? So, I feel like you can balance the two.
The whole thing.
Work with your friends, but also, work with brands for exposure. So, this is just validating what Diana said, right?
Work with brand with exposure. What does it mean?
It means that a brand comes to you and says, please promote our stuff for free.
PR.
You wouldn't do that, yeah?
That's why I have friends. That's exactly that way the friends come in for me. Like, okay, look at it from this angle, yeah. So the way
Sorry, if your friend was the CEO of Coca-Cola and he said, help me promote
that
Coca-Cola.
That is my friend.
And you do it for free.
That is my friend. But if they come directly and say that come and do this for us,
okay,
I care about myself more than me affiliating with any brand.
Okay, what if you don't have any money in your account and you don't feel like the power of a brand can give you more exposure or can make other brands take you more seriously? You don't think so?
So the greater sense of it is myself.
Okay.
I believe more in myself than any affiliation with any brand. And this is why this is my mentality even with stand-up comedy. There are so many gigs that I've turned down because I just don't like the way that person spoke to me. It's just me. And that's why I'm a comedian first. Before a content creator. So if content creators start doing anything, I'll leave it for you people. I'll be doing my private gigs.
I think, yeah. At the end of the day, sometimes it's perspective.
Starting on business.
Yeah, it's starting on business, and I definitely understand where he's coming from. But I also, you can see from this perspective. Obviously, self-respect is important. Self-value, all those things he's saying. You cannot lose yourself based on the fact that But I remember doing a job if you check my page, I work with a lot of corporate brands. I work with a lot of corporate brands now because I did something for a corporate brand. It wasn't for free, but it was for a meager sum, even though I knew that they could pay me more. What that did for me is that got me on newspapers, it got me on television, it got me everywhere. So,
exposure.
Yes.
I think I've
so for me, especially at this stage, exposure is just
very important.
Your exposure, I have to be sure. So it's not that
you will get that exposure.
So you can be a Coca-Cola. If your team is not going to push
the content,
I'm not going to do it for you. I need to know how you're going to do it. This is going to be on all the blogs. This is going to be on major newspapers. Those are things there are certain jobs that, in fact, that job that I did, somebody sent me something that, I saw you on a particular television station. You understand? And what that does for me, I'm getting publicity that I'm unaware of.
Yeah.
And I just noticed that the kinds of people that reach out to me has changed. It has just moved on. Let's even come to the industry. I remember the time Bisola Ayeola followed me. Bisola Ayeola, host, Family Feud, all of that, actress. It changed the quality of people that follow me. I always admit that. Because what used to happen...
She followed you?
Yeah, she followed me. This was, of course, we're good friends now. This was years ago. But she followed me and it changed. And I'm not saying... people also have to be careful because you don't want to lose value.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be a social climber. And you don't want to just be someone that's attaching yourself to people.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. She saw my value and said, I like your content, then followed me. What then happened was the quality of people that followed me now changed. So, again... getting certain things from certain kinds of people, whether we like to admit it or not, association. Yes.
Association.
So if you check my stories, sometimes I'm posting things with certain kinds of people in my stories.
Just to show. This is where we are now.
This is where we are. Sometimes, no, I'm not trying to show that this is where we are.
It is where you are.
But of course it is where I am. But
actually, I feel like in recent times, I'm not going to mention any brand, but the work that you're doing now, in my eyes, you're just on a new level now.
Definitely.
Do you understand? And this is not because of, you might not have been paid the most that you ever gotten. But
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it like this is a different level of engagement.
Yeah.
You know, you're front and center for this. This is not a skit.
Yeah.
You know, this is a brand deciding to associate themselves
Yeah.
with you. So the power of association, whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
you know, is real.
Yeah.
And, you know, I guess we grew up, you know, being told to be humble,
Yeah.
you know, don't blow your own trumpet. But the truth is that in this new economy,
Of course, you need to blow your
you have
trumpet.
to
You
go
need to.
against all of those things.
You
Yeah.
need to.
You know, you have to be the one to market yourself.
Yeah.
need
Like, it's too much. Post it again. You know, so
I mean, when was Funke Akindele's birthday? She had how many thousand comments?
June.
She did multiple posts, and then she came out to say that her movie is coming out in
movie.
December. She knew that,
Like,
you know, all eyes are going to be on me
At
on
that
my
moment,
birthday. So
yeah.
I need to now sell my market
capitalize on it.
on this particular day.
even Tomike, you know,
Yes.
on her birthday, she influenced for all the brands that she's working
exactly.
with. Like,
So when you are renewing Tomike's contract next year and Tomike adds a few more millions to it, you know, on her birthday,
she
She
did something
influenced
for
for
you
you.
now.
Yeah.
so pay more.
Jay,
Yeah.
is it okay for me to not care about what's the word?
Brand association, exposure.
Yes, and exposure basically. I don't know, like
So here's the thing. I understand where you're coming from. I definitely. And for somebody that has been doing this for the time that I've been doing it, it took me longer. I'm going to be honest with you to do. And the truth is, our goals are different. What you're trying to achieve in life are different. So my advice may not even be valid. So the truth is that at the end of the day, it took me longer. I could have been where I am now if I had
You
done
knew.
certain things not just
Yeah.
knew, if I'd done certain things at the time, but I took process. The difference is that the relationships I have now, people see my value.
Mhm.
I'm not in relationships where they are just helping me and I'm not helping them.
Yeah.
There's a sense of value that they see that there's somebody that I don't want to mention her name, somebody that is higher up there, you know, and this person will constantly chat, you know, oh, Jake, I want you to do this for me. And when I want her to do something, oh, Auntie me Alpha, can you help me do this for me as well? But I waited for that relationship to get to that
Yeah.
Or it's like an equal value
Yes,
exchange.
equal
or at least
value.
nearly equal.
point. You don't want a case where people say that, oh, I made this person.
Yeah, no, you
You
don't.
know,
need
you don't want a case where people say that,
Yes.
oh, I you know, if there was this particular lady, I charged her for something one time. And then she got upset. She thought, why this person charged me? Da, da, da. At that time, I was not even near where I am now.
Yeah.
But because my value kept going up, she realized that, maybe it wasn't so bad for charging me. And when we came back, we had a conversation, we squashed that beef, you understand? Well, it wasn't necessarily beef, but we just talked about it and then we moved on from it. So I understand you saying maybe not caring, but at the same time, you need people,
You do.
you need certain levels of exposure. Again, it depends on what your goals are.
You know what? I was just gonna ask. Maybe this. I think Market Day is just
Yeah.
a different breed and it's just
Yeah.
on a different level.
Yeah.
What are your goals when it comes to this content creation business? What do you really want for yourself?
my goal remains the same.
You
Which
can't
is-
remain
To be
the
booked.
same.
As
To
a
be booked,
comedian,
yeah.
that's
to be
it.
booked as a comedian.
As a comedian, busy all year.
That is in doing physical stand-up.
Stand-up comedy, yes.
So you're saying that you're online
Yes.
because you want people to book you for physical stand-up shows.
Yes.
Are you not thinking about the other revenue streams of making money online?
Side. Those are side.
I see.
It's
but
like
the
you have
main
me-
point is for me to say, hey guys,
books comedian.
I'm going to Ilorin. I'm coming to Ilorin. Meet me at the stadium. And people are going to show up. That's why I need more people. That's why I have to show up online and say, guys, this is marketing. They look at my face. Know me now.
Let me ask you a question, and you can choose to answer or not. You know, what's the highest you've ever charged for stand-up comedy, the physical one?
I did not charge. I was giving.
That was
That
the
was-
amount. That's the highest amount you've been
That
given.
was 5 million at Aso Rock.
Okay. Do you believe that you can be given, you know, a higher amount than 5 million for just making content online? You're not going to get on a plane. You're not going to, you know, walk around, and you're just going to make the content in a few minutes or hours, and you can make 3 in a day.
Oh yes, it's more about purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other thing can come. I've made more when I was doing cybersecurity, I used to make more than 5 million.
Okay.
Right. So it's more other stuff can come, but what I'm really interested in,
This is what you really want.
what
to
I really
do.
want is that, okay, guys, I beg, Makinde, I know you are busy, but please, December so day, can you just help us keep it? Oh, Makinde, please, in 2028, we have this gig. Just help us block that date. Because I have really, it's really my goal, really, to be just be booked all year round.
How do you-
stand up.
How
Go
do
ahead,
you
Reyes.
intend to be booked if you're not online? I think people are moving past offline. People
He
are
is online.
online. You're online, but it's as if he's limiting.
He doesn't think. He
It doesn't see it
feel-
as a. It's not.
It
It's
does-
not see it as limit.
He
So
doesn't
that's
want to
why.
put effort,
Yeah.
right?
No. Not effort.
Or what?
No.
Effort.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you realize that everybody's goals, what you're
Are
trying
different.
to achieve. So even as someone that makes skits, what I am doing, people that are making skits, in quote, are not doing what I am doing
Mhm.
because our goals are different. When I started out, I didn't start out in my life thinking I was going to be a comedian. I thought I was going to be on channels reading the news. So low key, if you follow me, that this guy has a serious edge to him. You
Mhm.
understand? So I put the funny edge into places that I need to. So I think that at the end of the day, everybody's goals, what
Are
we're trying
different.
to achieve. But what you need to realize is that, is there any comedian, think about Kevin Hart, think about Basket Mouth, think about Bovi, think about the people that have gone global, whether you like it or not, it depends on how global. Again, it's about goals. There are artists in Nigeria here that are always constantly booked.
Yeah.
They will always have those, but they are not on a global scene. They want to make music for the streets. They want to be known here. They want to have hits here. These people are my friends. When I even speak to them, I even had an interview. I don't know. I'm not going to say it, yeah, but I spoke to somebody and this person said,
That's not
what
what is.
Wizkid selling out O2 is not that person's goal.
Yeah.
This person wants every single year to have hits. And when December comes, you understand?
Scatter everywhere.
Scatter everywhere. You understand? Everybody's goals at the end of the day are different. So the truth about life is that your goals can change as you grow older, as time changes. But, I don't think that it can be convinced. And I don't think it should be convinced.
Right now, it is what it is.
He used the word he wants to remain the same.
Yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes I just value people that are like, they're convinced
about what they want.
He wants to
It
be.
can't easily be.
He wants to be a stand-up comedian. He wants to be on the road.
Yeah.
Like that's what he wants to do, and every other thing is just like a
The
distraction.
artists that just like to tour, just want to be on tour.
You
And
know, I see that tunnel vision. I hope we'll be able to look back at this and when you're doing arenas and say that that's what you wanted to do.
So can I ask you, who is your favorite stand-up comedian?
Dave Chappelle.
Very good. Who's your favorite stand-up comedian?
Do I have a favorite stand-up comedian?
Very good. Who's your favorite stand-up comedian?
Bovi.
This is where I come in.
Bovi is online.
Wait. I know. This is where I come in because there are so many good stand-up comedians than for you to say Dave Chappelle is a stand-up comedian. Wait. Let me be done. Let me be done. This is what I'm passionate about. Please.
Yeah, let the passion speak.
Yeah.
So this is it, yeah. We have so many stand-up comedians that are very good. We have comedy clubs in Nigeria that are very good. But you don't give any care about them because you do not know them.
Okay.
How?
All right, so I want to be the stand-up comedian that you know.
But we know them.
I know some Nigerian stand-up comedians.
But you
but
know,
you asked for my
let me say that
fave.
name.
You asked
They're
for
not
my
your
favorite.
exactly. Have you seen them? Have you been to their shows?
No.
Exactly. So online, online must. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make my real life translate to online. So when people see me, they're like, this guy can't tell he's a comedian. He must be a comedian. That way, when you need a comedian in December, you will come and I'll be busy and I'll call my other stand-up guy that is very good.
Who's your favorite stand-up comedian?
My favorite stand-up comedian is Eme Chidera.
Do you guys know who this is?
Exactly. So I'm not doing this for, I'm doing content to bring light to stand-up comedy.
stand-up
That's what I
comedy.
wanted to see.
Yeah.
So you're an artist.
Yeah, it's not trying to be.
I'm not trying to be a
work with-
content creator.
Yeah.
That's why I do art for my friends.
Sorry.
So this is an art for you.
Yes.
Sorry.
There's a path for people.
Sorry.
like
Do
that.
you do stand-up comedy?
Rhea said no.
Listen,
He
Rhea
said
don't
no.
agree.
Do you, hold
Rhea
on.
is-
Do you
it's all
like
about the
show
money.
your like? Do you shoot when you're doing the stand-up comedy
Yes.
physically? Right?
Yes.
Do you like put on camera to film them, upload online?
That do not go online.
Okay, it doesn't go online.
So I'd rather create a way, like for example, the content I created
That
today-
means you're limited.
No, I'm not limited.
You
This
are,
is it.
because-
the algorithm is limited.
No, you're not posting. How is that
Wait,
going?
let
When
me
you're not
explain to you.
posting, you're not
let me,
posting.
Let me explain to you now.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But I got
So,
to let everybody.
when I say
have their
the
opinion.
algorithm is limited, yeah, they are going to know what people like. All right, I'll tell you what I mean. I'll tell you what I mean. So I'll be doing this stuff where I post my content. Goes. I post stand up 1K views.
Do you post stand up?
I post stand up.
It means you're doing content.
Oh,
Do you know that anything you post online is content?
Yeah, I'm trying to make a point, right?
Yeah.
So the whole idea of content that I make, you asked me if I post stand up, yeah.
Mm.
The one I posted today, there were 3 jokes, 3 different jokes, but I found a way to make it a content. So people who see it, this is stand up comedy,
Which is good now.
but people who don't know is like, content guy. So what I'm trying to do, I am putting people on to stand up comedy
You don't
in
want
my
to be
own
called
way.
a content creator.
No. Like I care less about your industry. I am a
You have
comedian.
allowed him to say it.
Yes.
I am a comedian, and I do not care about.
Nobody's arguing that with you.
No. That's what I'm saying. That like my own. The rules do not apply to me
Do you
in a lot
post on
of ways.
social media?
Yes, I do.
You're a content creator.
I'm not saying I'm not a content
Do you know
creator.
content
No.
creator?
So I think you're
oh my
missing
God.
his point. His point is that, and I hope I'm getting it. Is so I get it. His point is that he's a comedian. So there are certain things that brand exposure, all of that. That's not his goal. His goal is to use social media to put light to
Yes.
stand-up comedy.
It's the same thing.
No. So he's not saying he's not a content creator. Everybody these days makes
He
content.
wants to be known as
Tony
a stand-up
Elumelu is a content
comedian.
creator. Content
Yeah,
creation is
he
not what
is
gives Tony
actually.
Elumelu money. Do
Mhm.
you understand? But he makes content.
But he wants to be known as a stand-up comedian.
stand-up
now.
comedian, yes.
Hey, nobody's arguing that with you now. But as far as you post it online, right?
I feel like we're on the same, we're on different level of
I
this.
think you guys
You
are.
know, we're
conversation.
going to have to take this to the community. We'll trash it out. You guys, I'll give you
Yes,
guys
please.
weapons.
Please post it. Ask this
Yeah,
question.
we're
Do
going
you
to have to
understand?
take it. But one last thing, right? You have like the Dave Chappelle's, the Chris Rocks. They do stand-up comedy and then they license it to Netflix,
Yes.
right? And then Netflix pays them for that stand-up comedy. They still sell tickets, so
Yes.
they get money from tickets, which is probably what you do right now. But
Yeah.
that content is then taken and put on Netflix so that everybody around the world
That's
can
it.
watch it.
Yes.
So the stand-up comedy, that they have done, that they've gotten ticket sales, but then they've been able to do content creation that has been licensed that will still pay you. So 2 things can be right at the same time.
Yes.
You can be a stand-up comedian, but then you can amplify comedy that you do on different content platforms and monetize it. And that's all we're trying to, let you know now. But you know what? You don't have to listen, because there's been a lot of people that, people had tried to school in the past and they were stubborn and they didn't listen and they ended up being one of the greats.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say listen to me, because I accept to check it. Everyone,
Yeah.
Basquiat, Kanye, everybody, they are ridiculously stubborn, and you be like, what's this one saying? And at the end of the day, you
Yeah.
find out that those convictions were leading them somewhere. You might,
You might not
Just
see
end
what
up-
they're saying.
yeah, you might end up innovating something,
Yeah.
like, because of AI and everything that is going on, right? Unique content and like more private, things would be the more valued
Yeah.
things in the future, right? Because after a while now, you can clone yourself. That clone will be making content. The AI will, so it'll get to a point where it's too much,
Yeah.
and it will be like, okay, to come out and watch me in person, no cameras is what is going to, what you're going to charge a premium for. So I'm just making an example. Like,
Yeah.
there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
Your opinion is your opinion, and it can work. But Riaz is like, it's all about the money.
I'm not just all about the money, no. I'm all about, putting yourself out there. Not just the money. Putting yourself out there.
All right. Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
That's
Elephant in
definitely
the
not
room.
me.
Elephant in the room for everyone. How much do you guys really make? Let's start with you, Jay. How much do you make per
Interesting.
gig? Everybody wants to know, and it's time to tell them.
I mean, when you want to book my services, I send an email. I will definitely send my rate card.
Well, I have your old rate card, but I've seen your doings these days. I feel like that rate card has changed.
So sometimes I'm not going to mention the price, but I
Give us a
definitely
range. Give us a range.
A range?
Yeah, it could be a wide range.
A wide range. 2 million,
Between
upwards of 2
naira
million.
and upwards of 2 million.
Yeah.
So there's no ceiling. Okay, I'm a pocket watcher, so I'm going to do some quadratic equation here.
Okay.
How often do you get gigs?
How often do I get gigs? I get gigs very often.
So once or twice a week.
Most likely.
So that's like
I'm not great at maths.
4 to 8 times a month.
Wow. Is that correct?
4 to 8 times a month.
Yeah.
Up to 80 times a year. Or let's say 100 times 2. So you made 200 million last year.
Hey, man.
Hey, everybody come and see.
Hey, man.
200 million last year.
Hey,
Lagos
man.
State government.
But
yeah.
I think for me, more than what you make, right, is what you do with the money. More than what you make. I also think that my age also plays a role. I did not start creating content. Now we have a lot of Gen Z, and this is not even shade at Gen Z. Just let me not use the term Gen Z, younger people. And like I said, goals, what you're trying to achieve. So investment is very important to me.
Okay.
That is how you stay. That's how you stay rich. You don't stay rich by making just money. Obviously, your money has to be in a certain range. But especially in an economy like Nigeria, you need to find ways. That means content creators need to be learning about investments. So as much as and if you can afford a financial manager, that is not a bad thing to do. Someone that advises you, there are these stocks, there are these shares I think you should buy. I think you should buy treasury bills. I think you should buy, there are many ways you can invest. Commercial papers. That is how you stay rich. Because let's be honest.
You invest a lot of your money.
Oh, I do invest a lot of my money. I do invest. I think earlier this year, if I'm not earlier this year, I was still talking to my assistant this year that I want to change my car. And I can afford to change my car, but I just keep having the feeling that is a ridiculous amount right now. Because when I asked for the car last year, it wasn't, power has changed hands in the government. So I said, this is ridiculous. So I just fixed what was wrong with my present car, And again, I've never been someone that cares about what people think about me.
Yeah.
Can I take care of my mom? Can I take care of my dad? Can I pay my rent? Can I travel when I need to travel? Can I eat what I want to eat? That is what is important to me. Because I think that sometimes people are so encumbered with, when you enter a place, let them know that you drive a certain type. Exactly, Yeah. I remember being in a particular place and then it was even a female artist. And you find out that female musicians are the ones that don't even talk so much about what they earn. It's the men that show you their chains and their cars. And she was the one that had doings in that place. They said, someone should donate money. And she just called, how much? It wasn't like 10 million or how much or more that she called. She did the transfer.
Wow.
Yeah. On the spot. If you go to her page, you can never in your mind think that this person has that kind of money to spare. That's what I aspire. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to look a mess. Obviously, I always look good. I mean, if you know me, my skin was fresh. I must smell nice. Those things are important. But at the same time, you need to realize that you can, at the start of this year, 2025, I increased my rates. I was getting so many emails. For like the first 2-3 months, I was not making income. For the first 2-3 months.
Because you increased your rates and people were like...
Apart from the fact that I increased my rates, this beginning of this year was tough in certain industries. It was slow in certain industries. And because I was not willing to collect smaller amounts for certain kinds of jobs, it didn't happen. But I still ate, I still went out, I still traveled, I still did what I wanted to do because of investments. So I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid that, if certain brand deals don't happen, I will still eat.
So that's the importance of, first of all,
that's for me.
Keeping money aside for a rainy day.
Yes.
Also keeping money in vehicles that will make money.
That will make money. You can't just splurge on
blowing everything.
Yes, you can't do that. Oh, you cannot do that's very, very unwise. Especially again, because I work for lots of financial institutions.
Yeah, so if you're not taking their own advice,
then what am I doing?
Facts.
Exactly.
Facts. How about you, Reyes? How much do you charge now?
I can't really.
Give us a range. Give us a range.
I think I just tailor my rates to
So you tailor your rate to the brand. That's
Yeah, to
another
the
thing.
brand.
That's also
I tailor my rate to the. I don't have a specific, rate that I stand
how
on.
do you
I
know a
just-
brand has money? You know, there's some brands, right? They have a big name, they're popular, but when
I
it comes to
research.
marketing, they don't spend.
I research about the brand.
Okay.
I go to LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn a lot to search for brand and everything. So I just kind of like tailor my rates
To the
to
brand.
the brand.
And what happens if they push back? If they don't say we can't pay this and they slash it in like not even half. They want to pay you like 25% of what you quoted.
I won't accept that, to be honest, because for me, even if you want to like slash my rates, it should be like maybe 80%.
Mhm.
Do you understand? 80-20. I can't
Yeah.
do that. Not like 50-50 or 40. No, I don't. So
How
I
about
don't
you,
have a
Makinde?
specific.
All right, so two of them did not say what they make. So, but I'm going
No,
to.
Jay said
Yeah, I'm
minimum
going
of
to.
2
I'll be
million.
specific about how much I make.
Okay.
So carry the camera, come. All right. So my name is Makinde David. Yeah, I'm a comedian, and I did the show in December 2024. Sold out. I did 2 shows in a day, and I acquired so much debt that I'm still paying till now. All right. I owe the venue 1.150 million naira. I owe my videographer 1.3 million naira. I owe Mr. Folarin, a man that invested in the show, 2.3 million naira. My car is currently at the mechanic since that December. So I'm not entering Uber. I'm entering public transport. All right. So whenever I come online and I tell you to book me, I'm saying it out of beg. So please, you see how much I'm making. I'm in zero. All right. So please book me for your events. So at least I can start having conversation about money.
So how
Very
much
important.
would you charge me if I wanted to book you?
So if you want to book me, we have to off the camera.
Oh, Chim. Chim. Now I've given you the opportunity. How much would you charge?
Come on, I'm not very big, so I won't charge you a lot, just a little. Yes.
I thought you said you want to be specific.
This man just said he wanted to tell us.
Yeah, that's it.
You just told us your problem.
Is that not specific enough? Help me.
500K,
I need
1
help.
million.
See, if you are in debt, you don't get to talk about money. You get to talk about help. You guys just help me. Once I'm out of this financial pit, I will not do it again.
So,
Thank you.
so I would say
in advance.
something. Jay talked about investing. Like as a content creator, you need to be smart with your earnings, right? And if you are new into the space, I think you should know that you're getting into business.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting into business. It's real. Because for me, when I started, like I said, I started 2 years ago, right? So the money I was getting, I was saving it,
Okay.
and I used that money
But
to
wait, you
open-
weren't working, so
No, I wasn't working.
what you spent, like, what money were you using to like maintain your lifestyle?
Okay, let me be honest.
Important question.
I'm married, right?
All right.
And I started with food content. So my husband usually, provides, buy foodstuffs now. So it was from there I started
Okay.
creating content. Do you understand? The kitchen was there for me. So the only thing I had to do was to buy lights
Mhm.
and ring lights and tripod. That was the only thing I had to do then. So I would say my husband financed me.
Gave you
So when I
startup
started-
capital.
When I started making money, I started saving. I used it to open a studio, a creative studio.
Mhm.
So that was, I invested because I invested huge.
Yeah, so you're able to just
into
put
my
everything
studio,
back.
just put everything back.
Into the
So
business.
I feel
Any 30 plus women that are looking to invest in someone, I'm right here.
I feel you should be smart as a beginner. As a beginner, don't just go into content creation like you're just seeing it as not content. You need money. You need money, seriously. So you need to go into it with a business, mindset. You need to go in like this is your business. So you don't have to joke with it. Do you understand?
But at the same time, don't lose the fun in it.
Yes, don't lose
You
the
need
fun.
to find that balance. It can become a business so much that you lose the joy, you lose the fun.
You have
So,
to have passion for it first.
exactly.
I think the
You
passion
can't-
keeps
yeah,
you in check.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. Now, talking about this business thing, right? If you could hire one person, any kind of specialist, considering the different setups that you guys have, to help you with this creator business, who would that be?
I think I would hire a social media handler.
To be doing your publishing your
Yes,
posts.
scheduling my posts, writing captions, commenting, because I like engaging on other people's posts. So the person will help me do that.
Okay.
Reply to comments,
Mm-hmm.
like other people's posts, because it's very important to give engagement back. You expect engagement, right?
Yeah.
You have to give it back. So most times I am usually busy to give back that engagement. So I need someone to handle it for me, engage on, people's posts and also reply to my comments.
Where
You understand?
that actually helps with your engagement and your reach.
Yes,
Because when
exactly.
you do a post and then somebody comments, if you respond quickly,
Exactly.
the algorithm
Yes.
sees that,
Yes.
and it just believes that, okay, people are liking this new piece of content. Let me show it to other people.
Because some people, they just post and run.
Yeah.
They don't engage. They don't reply to their comments. They don't like. And it's really, really bad for your page.
Agreed.
So you have to be out there. So I need someone to handle that for me because it's very, very important to me. Engagement is very important.
Agreed.
So I don't really look at followers. I don't look at followers alone. I look at engagements.
What about you, Makinde? Who would you hire?
So for me, I'll hire someone that will do the negotiation. Because I don't like back and forth.
I totally agree. I'll do it for you.
I don't like back and forth.
I'll do it for you because if you're not giving out your content for free, you're not agreeing with the brands, the brands that can give you money. So I definitely think you need representation in that regard. What about you, Jay?
I think definitely community manager or somebody in public relations. Also because my career is transitioning into other things. So I just need more eyes on the work that I do. Yeah. And when I say community managers, community managers for YouTube. So your job is to build YouTube, respond to comments, sponsor posts. You understand? There are people that have specific talents.
Roles for that.
So that's definitely what I'm. And I have a radio show now. So I'm looking for a marketer as well. I'm actually actively employing a marketer.
What station?
80.5 UFM, but it's also on digital, so it's on my YouTube and stuff. So I'm looking for a marketer to get brands on the show.
Okay, so two people want a community manager. You ask for one extra person, a marketer. You want somebody to help you negotiate.
Okay, so basically a manager, right?
Yeah.
So Jay, what can I do for you? Is there anything I can do for you?
It's actually possible.
No, I'm serious. Do
Now.
you need more fun in your streets?
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm the guy.
Okay, we're moving to the end now. You guys are at different stages of your careers, right? Do you still get to a point where you feel like, I don't think I can continue this thing. I'm totally overwhelmed. Do you still sometimes think maybe this is not the right thing for me?
There are days you feel tired, you feel stressed,
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like
these last couple of weeks, apart from making content, I'm hosting events. I'm actively building something from the scratch again. That's my own show. So it can, because again, I was telling my friend, adulthood, there is no stop button. You can't just say everybody just pause. No paying of rent. Like one month, everything will just be free. But sadly, that's not how life works. So there are days, but I don't think I've said I want to leave. I just need to take a break. I just need to breathe, or I need to just sleep and wake up the next day.
Is this because there's too much work to handle?
Definitely, there's too much work. Sometimes when you even employ people and you're doing their job for them, that can be annoying.
Is a lot, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Handling people alone is a lot. It means you have.
Great. So it's a people problem and a workload problem. So if some of that could be taken off your hands, it will definitely let you focus more on your actual craft. Yeah. Amazing. Question for Jay. How many followers do you have now?
Almost 500K on Instagram.
Thank you, Lord. I tap into this.
Go away. Don't push.
Okay, what part of your on almost 500 followers, 500,000 followers. So what part of your your business or just creator life do you think will shock people the most?
What part of my creator life will shock people the most? How do I answer that? Well, I don't know.
Is there something that if people knew, they'll be totally shocked?
Oh, that when I'm indoors or when I'm outside, I actually don't like to talk.
when you're outside.
Yeah. So
So
You
when
have a
you're
different
not
personality
when
online.
you're not being engaged as
yes,
say on air and you're just
yes.
out as yourself.
Yes, when I'm going to restaurants, when I'm going to a place, yeah. Now that doesn't mean I always hug people, I always take pictures, I always do that. Because of those people I'm here, right? But I'm not the most sociable person, actually. If I'm not hosting an event, if I'm just attending, people are often surprised when I'm just sitting down and observing,
Mhm.
you know. And I think that's shocking. But one people also need to realize is that because I do that, that is what actually gives me content. Because I'm constantly observing human characters and reactions. So I'm
It
always,
shows in your content,
keeping
really.
things in my mind.
I
If I'm
agree.
just going to a place and I'm just shouting and making noise, maybe I would not be as observant as I am. So
And
yeah,
that's how you pick up things that go
yeah,
in
pick
your
up things,
stuff.
pick up things, pick up
How
things.
about you, Reyes? What's something that will shock people? I mean, you already told us that your startup capital came. You're stealing food from you're stealing food from your husband's stash. What else will shock us?
What else? What do I even have in me that will shock people? I think a different character, like maybe it's making.
You will do that.
Yes, I will, and it will shock people because
Interesting.
I'm usually the quiet and shy type.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it took me a lot of courage to be here today, so I usually do not speak in public. I'm learning that indoor, so I think it will shock people if I start skit making because I'm definitely going to.
You would?
Yeah, I will.
I'm looking forward to that. Last but not least, Mackinder, what is it that will shock people about? I mean, apart from all the money you owe to all the money you owe and your car being with the mechanic, what else would shock people about your creator life?
So I'm actually very quiet and shy type. It's a lie, yo. It's a lie,
I
yo.
wanted to say you
I'm
that
a
you stand
lit
up.
guy. All this you are saying about me because I don't have money yet. Once I have money, you
I
see my
believe
true
you.
color. Number one. Number two, all my content are created early in the morning. So most of the time, I cannot batch create because of my style of content is super hard. I wish I can explain. So for example, now I write backwards here. So I can have like, for example, I can have how to know somebody will sly you. I started that content with maybe just knowing that this person calls you blood. Yeah, this person say always say my blood, my blood. That's what I have. Then I have to write it backwards. So most of the time I do not sleep. I mean, I did not realize until my cousin came to visit me last weekend. And this guy was like, so when I came, you've not slept in the house. So I like, that's true. Just always around thinking about content. In fact, I leave my house looking for content. And when I'm just in my room, when it's time for me to shoot, I'm like, how am I going to say this morning? I have to beg people to book me. There has to be something. I have just one thing. Then I just create everything in the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Last minute, and everything just comes together. This guy is brilliant. No, I'm not. It's
Pressure.
just pressure, and I'm used to it. I mean, remember I used to perform 4 times per week, so
Mhm.
it's like I'm still doing nothing. There's still so much work to do. That's why I need you to book me for your event. It's very important. I'm very less busy. Thank you so much in advance.
Thank you so much, Makinde. Stardust Creator Network is a community for creators to basically learn the business of content creation, which includes legal, finance, negotiation, pricing, content tips, how to go viral, how to expand your network, how to monetize your content. Stardust Creator Network basically is a home for upcoming creators and even established ones. We basically help you find brand deals, negotiate these deals for you, handle all the legal aspects, ensure you get paid on time, and even advise you on how to expand your brand and increase the reach of your content. Stardust Creator Network is also for the brands. While our main goal is to protect and help grow the creator community, where would the creators be without the brands? For brands looking for creators in any niche, whether lifestyle, comedy, food, travel, technology, finance, Stardust Creator Network has one of the largest portfolios of creators both in Nigeria and in the UK. We pride ourselves in tracking the performance of creators, ensuring that you get value for your engagements. We look at different numbers like engagements, click-through rates, even sentiments of the comments made by the audience of your creators. If you're looking for a creator campaign that actually drives results, where you're not just spending money and cannot find the actual value that creators are bringing to you, Stardust Creator Network, owned by Purple Stardust, is the perfect hub to come to for all your creator and influencer marketing needs. Thank you, Riaz. Thank you, Jay on Air, for
Thank
being
you.
part of this
You're
Culture Connect
welcome.
episode. And we hope to see you again. We hope to see you in our community, which I'll speak more about. But, this has been an amazing session. Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.